Hey Taylor-tots, welcome back to Justice is Served. I'm telling you now what a wild ride today has been, but for you to find out what kind of juicy tea that I have for Dior. Stay tuned. Let's go. Hey everybody, you already know what channel it is, Justice is Served. As always, at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have had a very, very busy week. I know that in the YouTube land, you think that I've been posting every single day because I have been, but it hasn't been things that I've recorded in the day of like I usually do. I went a little bit ahead to make sure that I had some content because I'm on a work trip and I wanted to make sure that I was consistent with posting because again, something we're gonna celebrate right now is I got monetized, yay! So I am officially monetized. What that means is now because of all of your support and us doing this together as a family, we got me to be able to finally make some money off of the content that I have. So just as like some information, the ads that are on there, I am not gonna go crazy on adding ads. Just know that when you watch the ads, that's also revenue for me as well. So if you don't want to send gifts and tips and all that kind of stuff, you don't have to. I'm not expecting any of that. Just watch the ads. It's if there's really, really long ads, please let me know. Simply because I don't want to have you watching a 10-minute video. That's stupid. But I am new to it, obviously, so it went ahead and did all of my videos, so I don't really know everything they added. Actually, let me rewind that. I know what some of them were added, and I ended up going in and deleting some of them because they were having like 10 ads, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So I ended up going on there and just deleting to where it was like every 10 minutes there'll be an ad. So that's a realistic time frame. Again, if you watch the full thing, that's how I get revenue. So it's a way of tipping me without having to tip me. So obviously speaking about work and what's going on, there is a ton of newness going to be rolling out for fall, and I'm not going to go into any of that. You'll just have to wait and stay tuned to see any of the juicy details of what's going to launch in the brand. But again, I'm excited because I'm going to have a couple things popped up, and this video is exciting. So we had a dinner tonight, and it was all about icons, and I dressed up as triacs. So I originally thought I was going to go as just J'adore, but after looking, triacs meaning all of our business together, which is your men's and women's fragrance, and of course beauty, which is also cosmetics. So I wanted to encompass all of them because I don't feel that I could do a wardrobe without all of it. I don't know about you, but I always put a fragrance on at the end, and I don't put makeup on without skincare. So it's kind of, in its own cadence. It's kind of a natural thing that we do without even realizing we're doing it. But we went to a party tonight, and it was something really fun. It was the Icon dinner, so it was an opportunity for everybody to get together before we leave tomorrow, or technically today that you're watching it on Wednesday. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, we had a blast. Everybody was dressed up and looking fantastic, and we have a new president and a new senior VP, and they are absolutely astounding. They're amazing. And when I tell you there's so much new blood in the company, and it feels really good to see things shaken up. And I've been with Dior from a counter level all the way up about 10 years, if not a little bit more. And I will tell you the changes are huge. And one change I'm going to tell you a little bit later in the video, and I'm going to actually show you something huge. And let's talk on that a little bit. But I want to show you our boat ride to the venue. I didn't show the venue as far as like going into it or anything like that because I was just in the moment, and I am a huge believer of put your phone down and just live in the moment and just have fun, because you're not going to see life through a screen for the rest of your life. Let's just say that. So go out and make your own memories, and you're not going to see it through a lens. So I put mine down and experienced it with my fabulous teammates, and also consider them family. So I am going to put up a clip now of when we were going across, and this is actually the first time that I got to see the Statue of Liberty, and I was a little shocked, girl. So here you go. So as you can see, am I in it? Are you just
yeah, you're in it. You're in it. You're in it.
This is my twin. They thought that I would look great and made a statue of me, and in my real life, I hold a real flame, but the flame is actually me. And then that was a symbolism on a stick. Because I am sexy on a stick, girl. I almost got.
Hold on,
all right.
hold on.
Hang on. We're going to turn this back to Valerie because she's holding on for dear life. Say hey, girl. She looks so stunning in red, honey. I can't stand it. And then there's Jeff. This is the infamous Jeff that y'all always see in all of my comments. Always posting all the shade. This is Authentically, the Jesus of skincare. He will make you put your house up for sale to buy all of the prestige and Lord of V that we own. We act shy, but don't let him fool you. There's no secrets in that hair. It's just that large.
I look stupid. My hair never looks stupid. You look wild and small.
I think you should do a high kick. Stuart! Oh, Lord. I love it. All right. All right, girl. So.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to pop out of here and do some videos in a little bit. But, of course, no, I know we're good. They're really close to these pores. I want them to see that they're not even there.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right. We're about to die in this water. It's a little choppy. All right. We'll be back. All right, so when I tell you the Statue of Liberty, she was a little shook because I was coming for her gig. I know that she's dressed to the nines and she has that flame going, but I mean, gotta give her a run for the money. And she's a statue, so she can't run anywhere. So of course I'm gonna win this race, girl. All right, so I want to speak on a topic, and I may or may not be able to put this video in there. So I'm gonna actually ask for permission today, Wednesday, that you're watching. And so if I have the clip in here, then it means that this person approved. And if it's not in here, then just know that they didn't approve for it to be in there because, you know, we are in a company that is, some things are just meant to stay in the family. But again, I am very transparent as a person. And this person, you know, talked about something specific. And it's a topic we're going to go on to because I can talk about a topic anyway. But I have a clip of this person presenting something to me. And it was something huge, and it's a milestone in the LGBTQ plus community, QA community, because of course we have allies as well. So they're starting something new where they're doing recognition for different things for DIOR, which, you know, Dior, but we have different things that they stand for. So I actually stands for inclusivity. So it is, in my opinion, a very broad topic. And inclusivity is not just about race or gender or sexuality. I mean, it's so broad. I mean, think about age. Think of, you know, just even people with maybe somebody with a disability or somebody that maybe didn't have as much education. And inclusivity is something that every single person is different. Of course, we know this in the world, but that doesn't mean that somebody should not get an opportunity because of something else. And it also is a family is a bunch of messed up people, to be honest with you. In my opinion, it's a bunch of messed up people that seem to click, okay? They don't always get along. It's not always perfect, but at the end of the day, they know that they are there for each other. And being with the Dior family for over 10 years now, I have always felt that I really needed to tone down my flamboyancy. And it's not something they've ever said. This is just something that I have felt. And it's not a negative in the sense of like them. I mean, I'm telling you, just being transparent. They've never told me to calm down. They've never told me not to do something. But when I started at a counter level and all the way up, like, I mean, just guys were mainly the walking billboard for skincare. And that's what it really was focused on. It wasn't about makeup. Because the women wore the makeup and it was like you're a billboard for what you're a billboard for. And I have always been obviously more feminine. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from my lip gloss that's popping at the moment. But what the biggest thing is I even wear like more floral fragrances. And I've gotten to where now I stopped saying a gender to a scent because it's like saying blue is for a boy and pink is for a girl. And I don't believe that. I don't think that that is a thing anymore. And I think that when we're coming down to where we're at in society and in life, with everybody, regardless of where you fit into the world. And that's why I'm not saying LGBTQ plus A or QA plus community, because it doesn't just stop there. It's so much bigger than that. And it's about every single person in this world. And I really have seen a huge change in Dior since we've gotten our new leadership. And they are so focused on making sure that everybody is 100% authentically them. And they've said this numerous times, but it's kind of like when you're being told not to do something for so long and then it changes and you're allowed to do it now. You don't do it. You don't harness it. You don't accept it, because you're almost thinking, I'm not supposed to do this still. And is this not a trap, but is this setting me up to see if I'm going to be unprofessional? And again, I think this is going to be the same topic, or the same, not same topic, but the same boundaries as me telling people, there's no reason why you should be coming out to anybody anymore. Don't come out gay, don't come out non-binary, don't come out as anything. It's 2022. You don't owe anybody an explanation for anything in your life at this point. You are an adult. And even if you're not an adult and you're a teenager, you just have to understand that there is nobody else in this world that's going to dictate anything about your life but you. And I don't understand the point of people saying, I need to come out to somebody. It's none of their business. Even if it's your parents, it's none of their business. If they love you unconditionally, then one day when you show up with whoever you're with, they might not even flinch. It may not even mean anything to them. But it's time now to stop saying I'm coming out as something, because you coming out means that you feel like you're guilty and you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. And that's why you feel like you have to fess up to it. We're not fessing up to anything. I'm telling you now, there's no point in having these conversations anymore, because if your parents really need for you to put a label on something, then that's for their comfort, not yours. That's not for your life, it's for theirs. And you live your life for you. And, you need to be respectful to your parents and, really be transparent, but not by telling them, hey, I'm gay, I'm going to be with a boy. Or I'm, non-binary and, I don't identify as male or female, or whatever it may be. It's one of those things that it's unspoken because it's just your life. I have never in my life heard somebody say, hi, I'm so-and-so and I'm straight. I've never heard somebody say, hi, so you talking about your hetero marriage and your children really makes me uncomfortable. I've never heard a woman be told, you wearing makeup, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. But that's stupid, right? It's because that's what's been normalized. Well, I am a male, and obviously you can tell I wear makeup, and I work up in the makeup industry. But even if I didn't work in the makeup industry, if I wanted to wear makeup, I am an adult. I can wear makeup. I don't owe anybody an explanation for what I'm doing. And that is what I love about the company right now, that is so forward with the thinking and really making a huge initiative to make sure that everybody is included and feels like they can see themselves in the brand. And the reason why I see this already when it comes to the consumer, because it doesn't matter what shade you are in foundation, we have one to match 9 times out of 10. Technically 9.9 out of 10, because they've been so realistic on making sure that everyone has something for them. And one thing that I want to say about, working for a couture brand, I will never, until something miraculous happens and I lose, all this weight, I'm never going to be a size 0. It's not going to happen. And the one thing that I said to, our senior VP and the president is, I am a spokesmodel for the brand, because I work for them. And the reason why I'm a spokesmodel is simply this. I will never wear a size 0. I will never wear a size 10. It's couture. I'm not telling you to change your brand. I'm not telling you to change your sizes and outfits. I'm realistic. Couture is just that. It's couture. And 9 times out of 10, what you see on the runway is not even sold anyway. It is all about a collection. It's all about things. And if you want it ready to wear, then you hire them to do custom pieces. That's it. And if you have enough money, they'll pay for it to be your size. But I'm not asking them to do that. I work with them, and I'm realistic expectations about this thing. But when I'm looking at the actual me as a person and speaking to all of you out there right now, For couture in a brand, makeup and fragrance is always my size. I never have to worry about buying either one of those categories, makeup, skincare, or fragrance, from Christian Dior and it not being my size. That is where you have to start looking at the silver lining in things in life and stop saying, oh, well, I can't stand blah, 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 because this size isn't for me. Who cares, girl? Babe, stop worrying about it. You need to go put you some damn makeup on, have fun, put a fragrance on, and I'm sorry, that fragrance probably is going to feel a lot more comfortable on your skin than something else you're going to spend about $40,000 on anyway. So let's get realistic. When we're looking at the brand and I was talking to them and I said the biggest thing that we need to look at is that we cannot cater to everybody when it comes to clothing. We can't. It's never going to happen. There's always going to be somebody. But what we can do is show that every single person belongs in Dior and you are part of the Dior family because you can fit every single piece of cosmetic, skincare, and fragrance that is sold from our brand. Every single one of them. And now they're going to clean beauty. So there's even more, it's even more enticing to people that are more, they don't want controversial ingredients. Let's just say that. And they don't test on animals. And the thing is, you know, I've heard people say, oh, well, they test on animals because they don't have the bunny. Girl, they pay for that stupid little sticker on a bunny anyway. Let's get real. And when it comes down to it, they may have an ingredient from wherever they got the ingredient from that was tested on an animal, but that had nothing to do with Dior. But the product that is made and put to sell has never been tested on an animal. So there's a big difference. So that's like saying, you know, we're going to deep dive into religion and then you want to nickel and dime on other things. Girl, read the Bible and make it real. Stop interpreting. Like, it's the same topic, not topic, but the same thought process of stop trying to make things seem different than what it's saying in black and white. You know what I mean? So when you're looking at the, I guess the aesthetic of Dior and working for them, and this is where I am going to deep dive into a little bit more with what I got recognized for. And it's not just a recognition for me. I feel that it's a recognition for everybody in this company that has ever felt like they didn't belong somewhere. And it's not even just for the company. It's just in life in general, because I will tell you, I lived in Louisiana for almost 3 years and I moved there and I called my boss at one point and I said, look, they do not like how flamboyant I am here. And he goes, I said, you know, because I'm a 6'2" white man that's plus size carrying a purse. And he's like, well, you know, he's like, I understand it. You're in the South, but like, what are you going to do? And I said, oh, honey, I'm not worried about it. I'm going to buy a bigger purse. Or no, I said, I bought a bigger purse. And he's like, seriously? And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. What do we do? Carry Kleenexes in here for your tears? I don't give a shit. Like, it is what it is, girl. Get over it. I don't come to your house and say, oh, your cornbread's too dry. We're not hanging out, girl. Like, go on somewhere. But, I mean, I had a visual of some of this dry-ass cornbread. And, you know, when they cough and it's so dry and it just looks like confetti flying everywhere. You know, and it's like, sorry. Anyway, y'all know y'all have had that cornbread. You know that one woman that tries to get you together at damn Thanksgiving. But, so the one topic that I want to talk about now, and this is going to be the end of the video because I want to just go over the biggest piece of this video, okay, and the whole reason why I wanted to do this. And again, if a video clip is in here, then it's in here. If it's not, it's not. You know, I'm sorry. But, you know, again, some people are more, they don't want everything out there, and it's like they're ashamed. It's just, you know, privacy. So, I got an award. And here's the picture of what it looks like. And I'll show you after at the end so you can actually see it in person. And it's for Inclusivity. And I didn't even know. So the company has to, we all got an email and we can nominate people for different categories. And I was nominated for this and I didn't even know. And so it's not like something we're going into like prepared. And of course, I am already an emotional person to an extent. Not like emotional, but girl, like you put on a really good song, I might cry. But, and I'm not a crying person, just so you know. So it's a little bit awkward for me. And we ended up, they said the screen, I didn't even see my name was on the list because they put the list of everybody that was nominated for the category of inclusivity. And I didn't even see that my name was on it. And I was in the middle of, talking to somebody, and I look away, and then they're like, Justice. And I'm like, what? And they're like, Justice, you won, go. And I was like, won what? And they're like, girl. And I look up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I start walking to the front, and then I see on the projector that it says inclusivity, and it was myself and someone else that was recognized for this. And it was all about how we are as a person in this company and how we really represent ourselves in our management style and just how we are as a person. And to be honest with you, I do not take comments very well. I don't like, not comments, but compliments very well. And it's something that I have always done. And I had this thing where I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, because I don't know what to say, and I'm not really sure how to receive it. And I'm a very confident person, but people get very shocked by me making that statement because they all think that I'm like used to it, or I'm grand, or that I'm very confident and I just know these things. And it's nowhere near any of that. I just don't really know how to take it. And I think honestly, being raised and not being told that you're great in what you do is a big factor into it. So it plays a long time after, even when parents are gone and we think about these things, and that you're really good at something. Like, I know I'm very talented. I know that I can do a lot of things that are fantastic, but for me, I don't ever feel like it's great enough. And that's why I'm always striving to do better things, and very meticulous and detail oriented and things like that. So, and I'm sure a lot of you can actually, like sympathize with that and feel like you're that way as well. So the clip I'm going to put up now is actually our senior VP of Dior, and she is absolutely amazing. And I had a conversation with her and the president the day before. We had a cocktail hour, and we were talking about really being like heard and really being accepted as a person, especially in a brand that is so big, and we're so fashion forward, and we are so inclusive with our clients and our customers, and even with our imagery has changed a lot. And I mean, there's a lot that has changed, but being told, like, not being told, but again, like coming from a counter level, and like I couldn't wear my earrings, like even if they were diamonds, I couldn't wear makeup, I couldn't, I mean, you're not even like, you almost don't want to be too flamboyant because you're nervous that that's going to be looked at differently when you're interviewing for something, because it's still a corporate position. You're still in a very high up position, and it's something that you just always have in the back of your mind, because you don't see in corporate yourself. You don't see people that look like you. You don't see people that talk like you. You don't see people that act the way that you do. And I don't see people that act like me. And there was a person that gave a speech and was so funny, and had colored hair that was not a natural color, actually had an earring in, and what the topic was just funny and very lighthearted, and flamboyant. I mean, I'm just gonna say it how it is, flamboyant. But, and everybody's laughing and they're having a good time, and they think that that was the best presentation. But for me, I saw this almost like a beacon of light of like, oh my God, somebody that is in such a high position in corporate is just as flamboyant as myself. And I finally was like, oh my gosh, like this is huge. And their hair is a different color, and they got an earring in. And I'm like, okay, so like, this is huge. This is massive. Like, hopefully this person can pave the way for me to be able to be more authentic and more myself. Not authentic, but more myself, unapologetically. Let's just say that. And I actually brought this up, and I had the conversation. And it was a hot topic, and there was a lot of positive reinforcement, which was great, and really conversating about, we really want you to be you, and we really want you to be like, don't hold back. because, you know, you are who you are and we're not expecting anything different. And I said, I know that you're asking for that, but I don't know if you are ready, because I'm a big bitch girl. Like, I'm big girl. And I mean, this is toned down on makeup for me, girl. I mean, I got a little something on the eye, and some lip and some foundation, but I mean, I can paint the house down. And I'm like, I am not somebody that ever wanted to wear makeup to work every single day. I'm still not that person, but because I feel that it will get people to stop, like, I would rather them feel uncomfortable with me and move past it than somebody else having to deal with it. And I know that sounds mysterious, but like, it was even uncomfortable for me to do it. But at the same time, like, sometimes you gotta rip the Band-Aid off, throw some salt in it, and cry about it, and then move back on. I mean, let's get real. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. But here's the clip, and it is a very moving clip. So I'm gonna let you see this. And again, if it's taken down, just know that I wasn't able to show it, and they really wanted to keep it private. And, you know, we'll move on about our day, but, you know, I have some things to say afterwards, so here you go.
Justice is always looking for top talent and individuals that will bring fresh ideas to the brand. He has created an inclusive, collaborative environment, free of any judgment. The team is empowered and part of a community invested in their development. And what I will say about you, Justice, is that you challenged me in my first month at Dior. And I respect you so much for that. And I want you to be who you are 24/7, 365. Let's go. Congratulations, Justice. Yeah!
So the biggest thing that I want to discuss about this video is that there's one thing about somebody telling you something one-on-one and saying, we want you to be you, but it is so different for them to tell an entire company that you work for in front of every single person in this company. When I'm wearing a full face of makeup, and in my 10 years have never done that. They tell you that you are challenging them as a person and as a leader, and it's not talking about challenging them in a difficult way, but to grow past just diversity and inclusion for one topic, but to be for everybody. I mean, it is huge to have so many people that when you walk in the room, you feel like you need to dial back your personality because they don't know how to take it. And I'm very confident in myself. And I have told people, I don't fucking care. But at the same time, you don't want to be that person that is always coming in the room, kicking and screaming of the look at me attitude. And sometimes I feel like people take it as that you're like showboating. But you're like, I'm holding this back because you can't handle it. And they've never said anything, but you know the energy, and you can feel it when somebody's looking at you in a certain type of way, and you can feel it when people shift when you walk in the room, whether because you're loud or because you're flamboyant or whatever it may be. I mean, and it's not, and I'm not saying you're bad because you don't know how to take it and this and that. I'm just saying that it's not my problem that you can't handle it. It's 2022. And for this individual to stand up here in front of somebody that is from global, I mean, they're from Paris, I mean, they're from Central, I mean, standing there saying this in front of them. And I have always been like, when anybody from France comes to visit, I'm even more buttoned up because I feel like there's something they're wanting to see and not see when they come to visit, because we're a luxury brand and people think that we're so conservative, but something that has been realized in this specific meeting is that we are so trendy and we're so forward with so much stuff that we don't know how to handle it yet, in the sense of like people that work for them. Our head management is ready for it and they're going with it, but the rest of us are still trying to adapt because we've not been used to that before, and it's uncomfortable. But I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, you don't grow from not having uncomfortable situations. Like, you have to be uncomfortable to get somewhere. And to stand up here and hear somebody tell me, you are making me, like, you challenged me and making me a better person. And literally, I mean, you saw everything else that was said. I mean, I was trying to joke and trying to like laugh it off, not to like just like to minimize it, but to not be so emotional in front of people, because it's still uncomfortable. I mean, I'm standing here in a full face of makeup for the first time ever in front of these people that they know I do drag, and maybe they've seen a picture, but they don't follow me. They don't support me. I've never done drag in front of them. I mean, it's uncomfortable. And it's because, again, this channel, I bring the boy side of me more than anything else, because I'm so tired of hiding behind the armor of drag to be confident as a person, and people only being comfortable because it's drag, that it's a man in a wig and makeup, where this is what makes them uncomfortable, but this is what makes people feel included. And I was so excited to be given this award and to be recognized, because the company put this out and people, nominated individuals, and they had to put why they nominated the person and why they feel like they should deserve it. And, I mean, to have people come up that was part of this to say, Justice, I mean, you won, but there was a lot of comments and a lot of things that weren't put in here because we had to minimize it to be, I mean, we'd be here for a long time. But I mean, they were like, we just want you to know that you're heard and that you're accepted, and that we need you to be you. Like, stop, don't worry about anything else. I mean, and that means so much as an individual anyway, because we all want that validation that we're in the right place because we're where we need to be. But the other part is imagine how many other people don't feel that they're there yet. That, I mean, for me, I mean, I was looking at somebody else for what they were doing to make me feel comfortable to be 100% myself. Well, there's a lot of us that don't feel 100% ourselves yet, because it's been so strict for so long. But for there to be so much love and compassion from our brand now, really and this is why I wanted to say it. And I mean, again, I don't want to get in trouble from, my company that I'm working for by being transparent and putting this on social media, but I really need people to understand. You see commercials with the diversity from Dior, you see the diversity in the foundation shades, you see the diversity in, everything that we're doing right now, even with the models and influencers and everything else. I mean, if you're on TikTok, I mean, you've clearly seen a lot of this, but the one thing that I need for you to understand is it's not just a face value thing that's happening. It is happening all over. I mean, it's happening in the company. I mean, never in my life would I have thought that I would be sitting here at a national sales meeting in a beat to go to a party and be accepted in front of Central, which Central is usually the most strict, and them accepting me for who I am as a person. I mean, it's huge. It is massive. And in that right there is, everybody's supporting Johnny Depp right now. But what you need to understand is Dior as a company is what you need to support because of their values and where they're moving towards as a company. And I'm telling you firsthand, like hands down, I was blown away from the support. But I'm one person, and I couldn't do this without every single other person that's in here, that's always in my corner, that's, always ready to pick me up if I stumble, and ready to help me in any way possible. Because when they say, Justice, you're so successful in your territory, I say, I appreciate the recognition, but it is not me. It's my teams. It is the support that I get. It is every single person that's here. It's, You know, I mean, there's a lot that goes into being successful, and it's not just one person. And to know that I can literally go into my market right this moment and wear a full face of makeup into my market, wear my earrings, be myself going forward is mind-blowing to me. Like, I literally sat here in bed last night thinking, oh my God, I kind of feel uncomfortable putting on makeup to go into a store. But like, who can I inspire by doing it? Who in my counters or who in another counter is going to be inspired by that? Because there's only one other brand that we've really seen men wear a face full of makeup that works in their corporate. So, I mean, it's huge. It is a really big deal. There's a lot more that I could say, but I'm going to keep it to this. You have to fix your mindset today to have an amazing tomorrow. And that is a really, really big thing. And I was on the fence about even doing makeup today, and it had really was weighing on me all day. And my fabulous roommate and friend, Jesus of Skincare, Andre, was bold enough to do a look that was representing for Sauvage. And his eyes were super smoky, and literally 5 minutes before we're getting ready to go, he's like, are you ready? And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna put on some makeup. And so he was like, what do you need? And I was like, well, he's like, you need an eyeliner? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, you got a brow pencil? He's like, yeah. And then I used the rest of the stuff they gave us. But I'm so glad that I did, because I made it such a big point to have this conversation the day before on this topic. And then to be recognized from so many people in the company that feels that I truly put inclusivity to the forefront all the time as a day-to-day. It's not something like we didn't know anything about the awards or anything. I mean, this isn't something that's just like a 5 minutes ago we put on a piece of paper, put in a hat, and draw a name. Like, this is something that had some thought behind it. But to be even like nominated was a big deal, but to win something and be recognized for that is so huge. And especially in this company, especially the day after having these very powerful conversations in a very powerful company that is changing in a very powerful way. And I cannot believe that I'm a part of a company that is so accepting of every person the way that they are, and are not expecting you to be different. They're not expecting you to change who you are, in other words, to fit in anymore. And I can truly say that, like, I'm so pumped to see where it's going to go from a personal standpoint for myself and where it leads me. Because this opens a lot of doors. I mean, there's been people in this company that didn't even know I knew how to do men's makeup. I mean, they didn't know anything about my social media. So I'm pumped. But let me show you this because I'm going to hop off here because I look a hot mess because my mascara is not waterproof. So how stinking cute is this? I am so excited about this. And of course, this is Justice on it.
What else was I going to say?
Yes! Love it. It's not going to say anything else. Andre is in here with me. He's over here covering his mouth because he didn't realize. He was like, well, what else is he going to say? But look, I want you to go show Dior a ton of love and a lot of support. Again, because they are making huge, huge waves in not only the cosmetic industry, but also in the community of life. Let's just say that. I mean, every single person should be able to walk up and see themselves in this brand. And not only working for them, but even to shop there. And if you don't believe me, I want you to challenge it and go and look on social media. Go into a store. If you want to come see me in Houston, you just let me know, girl. Gladly show you some fabulous skincare. And again, show them some love. We're not just celebrating Johnny Depp. We're also celebrating a new beginning and a new future for this brand and every single person that's in it that has ever felt like they couldn't be 100% authentically themselves. And it's a new day and it's a new era, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. But again, thank you all again so much for getting myself to being monetized on YouTube. There is different options on there. You're more than welcome to tip. You're more than welcome to do whatever you want. There's merch down in the description. But again, if you don't want to do any of that, the most thing that I say is just watch the ads, girl. Watch the ads, baby. That just get some coins, babe. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining Justice is Served, and I will see y'all tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you get every notification of when I post. But again, you ain't gonna forget, it's at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time every single day. All right, love you guys. Mwah!